Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Final Fantasy X-2 100% guide. We have to go into our config and move our ATB gauge to charge fast. Then we need to make sure that all of our girls have Trigger Happy level 3, which obviously we've had for a very long time since we grinded up all our abilities. Put everyone on Gunner, and we are going to go face the Adamant Tortoise in the Fiend Arena. Because we are going to go collect some outstanding trophies still on our list. So the first one is called Full Chain. So this is where we end up getting a chain bonus of over 99 hits in a row. So hence why we need Trigger Happy. But we also need the charge speed to be fast, because the charge speed not actually getting, it doesn't actually allow you to chain as effectively when it's not on fast. So we just hop on in to this data battle. I put on the speed bracers just in case on Yuna, and so long as one of them have haste, we should be able to just continue our Trigger Happy ways. Again, we're up to 40, and now 41, up to mid-50s. Riku getting us down to like the high 60s. Yuna getting us to 81. And then with Riku now, we make it all the way to 99, getting us that trophy. Yeah, we're literally on the miscellaneous trophy collection now at this point. So that gives us full chain. And then we have to basically use a mixture. Oh, sorry. I'm equipping Lady Luck now, because you'll remember last episode we were in the Mats cave. And basically if we go to that cave now with our 3 girls with Lady Luck on, they're going to have double EXP, they're going to basically have auto criticals, and essentially this is where we're going to be grinding them up to really high levels, because we need their Mascot dress sphere to be really high in strength to be able to hit the damage cap with break damage limit. But once we do this, then there's just 1 or 2 other secret caves to explore. And then beyond that, it's like finishing the game, getting all the different cutscenes, and collecting all the monsters. So at the very least, in this cave, there will be an awful lot of Machina. But just watch this now, because once again, now we have completely different numbers if we want to redo the Mats challenge, but we're not going to. And basically with 3 Lady Lucks, where odds are going to like avoid a lot of damage, and with our double EXP, we're going to maybe in an hour, maybe in less than an hour, we will see our levels skyrocket.
Piece of cake!
Because even with these massive enemies, we can stun them, because we can stun lock with critical hits. And we're also getting all the different Machina into the bestiary, which is quite good.
Turned
Oh,
on.
my pain. It's a very personal question. But yeah, just hop on in, and they take mere seconds, doesn't take very long at all, and it's just a really quick way to grind. And obviously the more higher up we get in levels, the more strength our different dress spheres get, and making it even more quicker than, going forward. And we can obviously use our white magic to save up on our items. But yeah, really handy spot to kind of collect some high potions and some other EXP items, which is quite good. And we're obviously getting silence grenades and other bits and pieces as well. And I actually ended up equipping the accessory that gives them a big boost to strength, but gives them berserk and gives them poison. So yeah, they do even more damage now with the berserk, like units capping out on damage. And as you can see, it didn't take us ages, but like very shortly after, we're now into the high 90s with Pain. And we need to use her Cactar gun ability in Mascot. So you need to basically learn the Cactar gun, go to the very early battles with our simple enemies from chapter 1. And what you need to do is twofold. You need to, well, technically threefold. You need to use Armor Eraser to lower all the enemies' defense. Then you're going to need to change over the different dress spheres in this higher power one so that Pain can break the damage limit.
Might as well have some fun.
Then, once Pain is able to break the damage limit, we need the Songstress to get Pain to plus 10 strength, while the Coyote is now on minus 10 defense. And now that Pain can break the damage limit without needing any bonus accessories to allow her to break the damage limit, you can then just stack her with your highest strength yielding accessories going.
The magical mayhem
And
begins.
with that then, we should be golden and good to go, and that'll be 2 new achievements gotten in 1 episode, which is quite good. And then after that, it is basically monster hunting the Via Infinito, which, you know, will double as the monster hunting zone. And then there's like a bit of Blitzball that I'm going to throw in, not next episode, but the episode after. And then it's just a story. But as I say, at the time of recording this, I've actually finished this guide. This guide works. The video will have everything you need to get to sweet perfection. So I am just letting you know that now.
Quiet down. I'm
So just let me put these edits together. Let me just get this out to you guys. But I am absolutely so proud of myself for basically being able to actually get it done, because there's always that small part of you that's like, what if I missed one little interaction? What if I missed some element along the way that's gotten me out of 0.02% of a percentage, and I get to the very end and the trophy doesn't pop? I would have been devastated is the only word for it. So again, big celebration. We're done. And let's just get through these next few episodes to show you how I got there. And like, by all means, you guys can leave comments to say, oh, this could have been done a bit better, or these particular bosses weren't as good, etc, etc. Like, I know the secret boss that's in the desert, like, that was a bit of a disaster. I'm not going to say that there's going to be no situation in the future where I don't do a boss, maybe ideally, but I'm here to show you guys how to get achievements, and if, you know, if people can play better, then absolutely, I encourage you to do so, and leave a comment and tell me how I could have done it better. I'm always up to learn, but
This is the part
yeah,
where I get
just
hurt.
such an achievement. I'm just really, really happy, and then the only other thing I need to do now, like, as of you know, recording this script here, max damage achieved. But yeah, all I have to do now is just get one last blue bullet and collect all the monsters, and we're done. So that's really good. But with those 2 trophies, so the max chain and the max damage done, we can hop back to Glasgow. And what's funny is that I didn't even realize it, but the resolving of the Chocobo dungeon doesn't actually gather back your Chocobos. So I'm here returning back to Glasgow, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, the Chocobos you sent out on those excursions to unlock the Chocobo dungeon, they're back, by the way. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. I love that for ourselves. Anyway, thank goodness they came back, and all I'll say is that these Chocobo feathers come in clutch when fighting certain secret bosses later on, when we get inflicted by Stop, And I'm like, why aren't they doing anything? And then I'm like, oh, they're stopped. And then the only way I can think at the moment anyway to cure a stop was to throw a chocobo feathers. So, you know, that was gas. Because the worst thing that happened as well, and it's a good thing we got those dispel tonics, was, you know, ending up casting haste spell while on reflect and hasting a boss. Oh, it was a big mess. But to unlock this secret cave in the Mihen High Road, you need to do a level 5 chocobo, send him to the Mihen High Road, do the same 7 battles, and then when you trigger him back, Classico will say you've sent it to the Mihen High Road. It's incredible. They've discovered some mysterious cave, Lady Yuna. And once that happens, then you are going to be able to go to the Mihen High Road and access this unique cave with unique enemies and a unique mechanic. So, just wander down now to the Mihen High Road. I don't actually know if you need a chocobo to go in. I just assumed you would need the chocobo to find it. But this might be completely optional, and maybe I'm like wasting all of your time by saying, go get a chocobo. Like, maybe you don't need it. I don't even know. But hop on the chocobo and then run the chocobo down to the old road, down where we found Orin's celestial crest, and where we fought the chocobo eater in this game. Let's like keep it to 10-2, recusant. Keep it within the same game, like. And I love how this man's like, I prefer the hovers. And I'm like, bro, the Machina went crazy and tried to kill us all. Chocobos are cool. Leave them be. But here we have, instead of mats, we just have explosives. So one is for brains and one is for brawn. And I'm just going to put this out here to all of you guys. I had 99 large bombs. Couldn't tell you where I got them from. Don't know what I was grinding against. Was it basically the Machina? Could have been. I don't even remember. But I had 99 of them. And all I will say is, I probably did not need to use 10 at a time. Probably 3 at a time would have been grand, and I would have never had to have fought enemies for extra loot. But basically, all the unique enemies, all the enemies in here are unique. They're a unique subclass that we've never seen in any of the other 10 games or anything like that. I'm cringing using 20 bombs. Absolutely cringing. Don't use that many. Be much more sparing in blowing up all these walls if you have like that many large bombs. Anyway, aside from that, you can fight enemies here, and every enemy will drop bombs of medium to large to small variety. And you will need to basically fight these enemies until you see an oversoul of every version of them. And I will warn you before we get to this point in the video, but there is a boss at the end of this cave, and you are going to want to make sure that it oversouls as well. So it's these kind of centipede enemies. These are the brand new fiends. These have never been seen before, and they are exclusive to this unknown cave. And you need them in order to max out Shinra's bestiary, and you need to oversoul all of them in order to get this bestiary, you know, monster hunter trophy. But so long as you've unlocked this cave, they will appear in the Infinito dungeon in Bavel. So, like, now that you've unlocked it, you don't necessarily need to oversoul them here, but since these are the only enemies that spawn here, it is just easier to do so. So I'm just showing you that, like, they're really quick to kill. You get, like, medium and small bombs and sometimes large bombs. But there'll come a point where they'll start to oversoul. And just don't kill the oversouled enemy. And it lets you kind of reshuffle the oversoul. But like, we're fighting them that many times that we're going to get multiple different oversouls, so it's not that bad. But just try and make sure you're getting like the hug bug, the creeper, and the this, that, and the other oversold at some point while you're here. But eventually, once you're happy with the amount of bombs that you have, it's then just the case that you're going to just go, okay, again, only use like 5 at a time. I'm using 10 and I'm cringing, so I don't think it would have taken that many. But we end up with this cluster of 5 treasure chests that are all empty. Now, you know, it's a shame they're empty, but we're just going to use this as a bit of a focal point for you guys to know where to be running around. Because like any cave in this game that seems to be a mystery, there is no minimap to guide you, and so we end up just getting a little bit confused and turned around. Because certain walls are quite literally indestructible, and if they are, they will basically either summon a fiend battle, or they will summon like Gil, or like basically the wall just won't break and you won't get any sort of notification that the wall's crumbling or going to break. So, and unfortunately we can't run away, so we have to kill this oversoul now eventually. But yeah, again, there's big chunks of this cave now where I end up having to run with the high encounter mode on and basically say, okay, I need to get like a good stockpile of bombs before I can continue forward. And yeah, I keep throwing bombs at this indestructible wall, so please take note that some walls are indestructible and will not break. But I suppose they're a good way of getting a big cluster of enemies if you didn't have the console command to do that. So once again, a little bit up from the treasure chests, and again I'm then just looking at a map, getting a bit turned around, but it'll all make sense in a little bit. But as you can see there, 6 medium bombs did that, and I'm just like, oh lord, why am I like this? Why am I not working correctly? I don't need to be using 10 bombs, like, yeah, exactly 5. Let's see how 5 does. So, as you can see, guys, you did not need to be using 10. 5 was plenty if you need to be getting by. And that wall is also invincible, so there's no need to try and break that one. And as I say, then it gets to a point where I have to feel like I need to grind more to get more items, but obviously it's not doing too bad. I have the AP egg on Pain, just so she can be learning more of her abilities and getting her mascot fully leveled as we go. And anyway, so then I'm like, right, I need to like reset myself and just figure out what way I'm going. And so I kind of went from the initial starting point, got to our magic 5 chest situation, and then I'm like, right, what way do we go? So we go, and you can kind of see Yuna's skirt kind of get pulled in the direction of the air, and when you don't use the bomb to actually blow it up, it'll give you some sort of indication as to, oh, there's a gash, oh, the wall's damaged, oh, it's about to break, you know. It gives you a little bit of an idea of, okay, how much more do we need to use here to break our way in to this new area. And so just follow me now along this area and we should be able to make it to the boss then. It's just a really long walk down, but unfortunately I do go slightly too far down. Yeah, not nearly as annoying and frustrating as the Matt's cave, but what is annoying is just the fact that I stupidly had probably plenty of bombs, able to fully get all the way to where I needed to go And just because I'm foolishly throwing large amounts of them, you know, I wasted so many that I didn't need to. But hey, live and learn. And it is funny when I was saying, oh, like the little, the skirt will tell you, and then now it's like, that wasn't actually, you know, wind from a hole in the wall deeper in the cave. That was just a fiend breathing on Yuna. And it's like, that's really unsettling and unsavory. You don't like that at all, really. But as I say, don't go all the way down this particular corridor. We just need to go a small bit down. And it should lead us there to the side. And now I'm just being the opposite. I'm like hyper conservative now. Just literally throwing one at a time as I go along. And I'm like, oh geez. Probably isn't great. But yeah, and then you're like, oh, I don't need a small hole in the wall. Oh god, it needs obviously way more. And then you'll know you're getting close to the boss when you start to see jumping platforms. And just beyond this wall are the jumping platforms we are looking for. But once again, I've now ran out of bombs. So turn up the encounter rate, get some more, and let's break through this popsicle stand. Yeah, see? Once you start seeing these platforms, you know that the boss is about to be there. So take a pause, take a minute, get into more combats, and make sure that you are in a fight that you can escape from, where the centipede-like enemies are oversouling. Because then once they're oversouling, you're going to be able to go fight the boss, and then that boss will oversoul as well. So now that we have the hexapod oversouled, we can escape and then start the boss fight. Nothing too exciting about this boss. It, like, we have stats in the 90s, so I am not going to pretend we are not completely over leveled for this particular boss. But in other battles in the Via Infinito, we are not over leveled, and it is in fact quite challenging. So, you know, levels for certain elements make the game easier, but the end game bosses, this game is like, no, this will require OP stats and skill in order to win. So with that, we're going to run forward. We have a small cutscene, and then because we've oversold the other enemies and this enemy is of the same type, it is going to oversoul as well. And with that, that's going to be the Vermin King added straight to our bestiary because we see it in its normal form and then we watch it oversoul. So the two entries now are in. And again, we can use our Moogle Yuna to do an awful lot of really good buffs for the party. And once we get the Mascot dress spheres fully leveled up, it ends up giving you passively auto shell, auto protect. So, you know, that spell is going to basically be less and less useful. And now that I discover, oh, this enemy actually casts spells, I should probably be reducing its magic. But just watch what happens when I give it like -8 magic. It just does so little damage, it's actually kind of bullying. Yeah, I'm like, oh no, it does magic. I'll make sure to definitely, like, you know, bring its magic down.
Not so tough now,
And then both its attacks and magic now are doing pitiful damage.
Everyone stay strong.
6 damage. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? But anyway, just a couple of Catling guns and a few Moogle beams and we'll get through this boss lickety-split. But that's been this episode, guys.
This'll help.
Once again, I'm so happy to report that this series will be finishing. This series has been completed and this is a successful 100% guide to get you 100%. So I look forward to uploading more episodes. Leave a like and a comment, please and thank you. It really helps me reach a wider audience. It helps the channel grow. And obviously I do work really hard in trying to make sure my guides are entertaining as well as informative. So I hope they are both for you guys today. And chat to you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
You crossed the line, Buster.
Sayonara.